Okay, guys. Hello, how are you today? How's everything? Are you doing well, inshallah, with your study? Uh, as we mentioned last in the previous lecture, today we carry on with our strategic management module and ST106, and we are discussing chapter number 11, session 11, which is about contemporary strategic trends. Contemporary strategic trends, which is part number 1. As usual, we divide each chapter into 2 main sections. So please be attention, keep listening with us. From now on, have you got any question over this lecture? Have you got any question or query? Please write down your notes, your recommendation, and it's our pleasure to hear from you. And when we meet online, we will discuss your notes and the recommendations clearly and with an open mind. So let's uncover and discover what we're going to talk about in this lecture for today, in this section special. Just to remind you, as usual, in the previous lecture, we talked about strategy evaluation, methods, style, steps, etc. We talk about validity, priority, and just to remind you again, as usual, stages, not stages now, it's a hierarchy of corporate structure, business unit level, and business unit level, corporate business unit level, and what, guys? Functional level and functional level. So again, we have as well different steps of a strategy. We start from strategy formulation. It's very important to brief this every time, just to remind you and to go ahead with together. Strategy formulation, vision, mission, objectives. Then strategy. Then strategy implementation. And do you remember when we talk about SMART objectives? Your vision, mission, objectives, and goals, values, intention, all this. Then we move to strategy implementation. Where we talk about implementing and transforming and translating this plan into action, into procedures, right? Transforming this into actions and procedures. And it's of importance to make sure that we are doing well and we are on the right track. And this is the strategy evaluation, which we talk about in the previous chapter, in chapter number 10. in chapter number 10. Agree, guys? Very good. So please don't forget these steps, and with the strategy evaluation, we make sure that we are going and heading on the right track. We are going and heading on the right track. Okay, guys? Okay, then. Intended learning outcomes. We realize the concepts as usual. In each chapter, we have some intended learning objectives. We expect and we hope our students, our participants of this course, to understand and grasp and capture the benefit and main issues of this chapter to deal with their life, with their empirical life. So we have to realize the concept of strategic intelligence and identify its components. Identify the concept of strategic vigilance and define its types and methods. Identify the concept of strategic flexibility, justifications, distinguish its types, understand leadership process, and find out strategic leadership practices. And understand strategic leadership practices. Okay, so please keep going with us. And thank you very much for your participation and for your interaction with this lecture. So we have keywords. We start with strategic intelligence, strategic vigilance, strategic flexibility, strategic leadership, foresight, partnership, systematic thought. And we have many of this important issues, but those are some of most important vocabs and terminologies in this chapter and in this section especially. Again, in this chapter we start with an introduction. As we mentioned already, we talk about introduction. Then we talk about strategic intelligence, strategic vigilance, strategic flexibility, and strategic leadership. And strategic leadership. And strategic leadership. Okay, guys, got it? So we have intelligence, vigilance, flexibility, and leadership. There's some contemporary strategic trends worldwide, and there are some new concepts in strategic business and business strategy. Okay, so we go ahead and start. What is strategic intelligence? In the previous lecture, we talk about, in chapter number 10, we talk about evaluation in chapter number 9. We talk about globalization. We talk about globalization. We talk about globalization. What? And we said that the globalization of speed up movement worldwide of human resources, financial issue, resources, knowledge, All this stuff worldwide in the globe. In the globe. And we agreed, we make agreement that our globe nowadays, our globe got high competition. Syria and Syrian companies, they are not at all far off this competition. We have many countries, close countries that surround us, and their companies attack our companies. And there is European industry, there is Chinese industry and companies, Russian one, African one. All this worldwide are in an interface, and they are in large competition, in high competition, high level of competition. Okay, guys? Right. So, the sum of mental capabilities that an individual uses to face a new situation. The sum of mental capabilities that an individual uses to face a new situation. The behavior that results in problem-solving adaptation to the environment, the formation of mental concepts. Right? So it's the sum of mental capabilities that an individual uses to face a new situation. This behavior results in problem solving, adaptation of problem solving, adaptation of and adaptation to the environment, the formation of mental concepts. The formation of mental concepts. The following elements can be identified in terms of strategic intelligence. Foresight, systems thinking, visioning, partnership, motivating employees, or motivation, generally speaking. So please, keep listening, thinking about this term, and be with us. Strategic intelligence as well plays an important role in every stage of the organization strategy and operations. Nowadays, it's not enough to work hard. It's not enough to work 24 hours. You have to work in an intelligent manner. There are many companies working hard and spending a lot, consuming a lot of their resources, financial, human resources, human capital. I mean, let's say spending knowledge, spending time. Most important, spending time, consuming time. They really work hard, but they are not working intelligently. They don't work in an intelligent manner. So, we prepared information for all departments of the organization and enables its management and workers to contribute to their perception about the future by involving them in decision making. And this is one part of the success of your company. participation, motivation, let's say management by objective, foresight. So we have to manage risk facing the organization, describing risk. Okay, guys? Right. We go ahead and let's start with the first section, or the first element of strategic intelligence element. The first element is foresight. What does that mean? What comes to your mind when I say foresight? Is it forecasting? Is it foreseeing? Is it a prediction? Etc. Etc. guys. Okay, guys. So, foresight express the ability to see future. Here, the ability to see future trends through survey of the dynamic factors in the past and the present. Okay, guys? So, foresight express the ability to see future trends through the dynamic factors in the past and the present. In the past and the present. Markovy indicates that the lack of foresight has led number of organizations to failure. Yes, and it's normal. Okay, and that's normal. We still, all of us, we remember the case of Nike. Nike failure, which was a tragic and dramatic one. Sorry, not Nike. Sorry, Nokia. Not Nike, Nokia. They are a little bit similar name. Nokia case. When Nokia challenged and gambled with Samsung, and they challenged on traditional and specific generation of technology, G blah blah blah, I don't remember, while they didn't predict and have a clear foresight of their future. Not only for their future, but as well for this globe future. Where's the globe going with telecommunication? With telecommunication. Right? While at the same time, Samsung, they challenge international telecommunication companies, and they said, and they have a specific prediction and forecast about smartphone. About smartphone. Okay, guys? So, this is a kind and type of foresight which can lead to success or failure of your organization. And we discussed this about, we have many of this, let's say, many of this examples for nowadays businesses, especially nowadays where communication and high technology and high competition everywhere, and competitors will not give you a. Let's go to the second element, which is systematic thinking. Systematic thinking, which system thinking embodies the ability to synthesize or combine the various elements for the purpose of analyzing them and understanding how they interact to form a system. To form a system. To form a system. So, companies, they have, let's say, internally, for example, different systems, different process, different factors. They have input, processing, output for many issues, for many functions, production and manufacturing, HR, for marketing issues and marketing research. For we have many systems internally for strategic management issues. So we have to think in systematic way and work in specific ways, which is systematic one, together and collect all this at the same time. Systems thinking embodies the ability to synthesize or combine the various elements for the purpose of analyzing them and understanding how they interact to form a system. System thinking embodies the ability to synthesize or combine the various elements for the purpose of analyzing them and understand how they interact to form a system. To form a system. Let's go ahead to the third part and section and paragraph of strategic intelligence, which about to have a strategic vision. Leadership nowadays, they have foresight, forecast, foreseen future, and they have to have vision, as we mentioned already, mission, goals, objectives, values, right? All this. Vision, mission, goals, objectives, values. The vision is a description of a better future picture that the organization aspires to and surpasses its current situation in one or more aspects of this image. The vision forms a prediction, as we said. What's the meaning of vision? Vision in one word is dream, is aspiration. A dream and aspiration. Where is our company going to be in the future? We agree on that? We agree on this? Do you remember in the first and second part of second chapter of this module, when we talk about vision, mission, objectives, etc. So it's a predication case to form a specific picture of future conditions or events related to a specific frame or context. Frame or context. The success of the vision as an element of strategic intelligence must be a vision that gives comprehensive future. Where do you want to become in the future? Of an ideal future that describes all parts of the organization. Values, systems, workers, leadership, organizational structure. Right. So don't forget that in your company we have values, systems, workers, leadership, organization structure, and just to remind you, we have to work in systematic way with your strategic vision and mission, and you have to work in systematic thinking and systematic way, methodology, to be comprehensive and to have comprehensive picture of your of your business. So please focus on this, concentrate on this, don't forget that at all. What about motivation? It refers the process of influencing behavior in terms of directing, continuity, and power of orientation towards the goal. So people, they have ability and willingness. Together, they can give performance, and you have to motivate them physically and psychologically. In terms of psychology and physical issue and mentality and different and support with them with different rewards. Don't make people upset of your business. Don't make people live in your business sad and bad. Okay. So motivations refer to process of influencing behavior in terms of directing, continuity, and power of orientation towards the goal. And motivation is a need or desire that does its act in activating the behavior and directing it towards a specific goal. A specific goal. Maccabee describes this incentives are presented by the four patents RS4. The four RS, which meaning rewards, and this is very important. One, to be responsible, and we have responsibilities. Number two, reasons. Sorry, this is replicated or duplicated. This one here. Sorry, just 1 second. Reasons and relationships. Why is this duplicated? We have problem here. Okay, just 1 second. So we have 4 R's only. Of course, we have said that there are, but they are again reward, responsibilities, reasons, and relationships. The 4 factors and elements together, they are patented or suggested by Maccabee et al. Into 2004, which can give incentives, okay, right. What is partnership? What is partnership? The ability of partnership is the possibility of establishing strategic alliances with other organizations. The ability of partnership is the possibility of establishing strategic alliances with other organizations. This is especially nowadays with high competition. Companies are competing with each other internally and externally, internally and internationally, and we do need some partnership, maybe joint venture, or let's say maybe some opposition or partnership. While people with emotional intelligence establish friendship with others to gain their support, people with strategic intelligence tend to form a partnerships and alliances to reach a common goal or common goals, plural goals. So, objectives that you can't do it by yourself. Try to make coalition. Try to do and to make coalition and partnership and strategic alignment to achieve your target and goals as an organization or as individual. As individual or as very good situation to have a partner with you. Okay, for the time being, I can say thanks very much for your attention in the first section of chapter number 11, which is talking about some modern and contemporary strategic trends. Let's have a break for 5 to 10 minutes and get back with and continue with this chapter with section number 2, part number 2. Meanwhile, if you have any question or query, prepare your questions and the query, and it can be discussed later on in our online lectures later on, inshallah. So for the time being, I can say this offline recorded one. I say thank you very much, and be with us in the second section. Goodbye for now.